I think I had two choices in life. I could have been right here where I am now, or I would have been the homeless. There was no place in the middle for a guy like me. I'm a hustler. I like to sell and I like to get down and dirty. How? If people ask you that, how did you be, when you were 4 years old, how did you get to be 20 years old and so tall? You just do it. Use your eyes and your intuition. Well, unfortunately, we're too damn rational. A lot of times it's intuitive. We don't trust our instinct. One of the things I've always approached my job as, things went beautifully without me, but whatever I did every day, I made it better. So if I didn't go to work, things ran, I had a system where it ran without me very well. I was a saver my whole life. I'm not a very good reader, and I was rejected a lot in school. I couldn't read. I had bad zits here. I don't think the girls particularly liked me. And I graduated from high school, 8th in the bottom of my class at 1200. And so you come from that background as a kid, and you still have that with you. You know what's interesting? You always have the 13-year-old and the adult, and they're always fighting. The 13-year-old is vulnerable, insecure, and the adult is always fighting with that 13-year-old, no matter what you do in life. And finally, after a period of time, you get older, you know how to put the 13-year-old in its proper place. Your children ought to be successful in either one of two ways. They ought to be good in the school thing where they're a doctor, lawyer, or something with their education, or they better be good with their money. And I was always saving my money and trying to figure out what to do with my money. Your business is an instrument to make you happy. You own it, it doesn't own you. And it's a fundamental thing I think a lot of businesses do is business people, they say they love their business. Bullshit. You can enjoy your business. Once you love it, you're losing your objectivity. And you can't let that business own you. You own it. Business is an art form. If Da Vinci came back and said, wow, man, I think I could have done some more pink in that picture, or a little more blue. They're artists. It's always can be done better. Then you're never done. It's never perfect. It can always be improved. I think anxiety and ambition are your best of friends. And so I had a lot of anxiety and ambition, and the anxiety sometimes overwhelms you, and it makes you sort of introspective and insecure. Inevitably, when things get real bad, I think your spouse isn't necessarily there for you. And maybe that's justifiable.
Who was there for you?
Oh, you know what a friend is? A friend is somebody who's happy when you're happy. And my parents were always in my corner. And I had uncles and aunts that I knew they were always in my corner. So I think your family. Oh yeah. Happiest I've ever been. Yeah, you work out your demons as you get older. You know, you have a lot of internal demons. Everybody does in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. But now, I've accepted myself. In your 20s, you really do care what people think about you. You get to be 40, you don't really care what people think about you. Then you get to be 60, you realize no one ever thought of you in the first place. My mother said, honey, in your 20s, try everything. In your 30s, figure out what you do best. In your 40s, make money from what you do best, and try not to do too much in your 50s. I had 30 years of business where I was worried about paying my bills, and I got real tired of it. I never liked the group investors. I just don't trust them. You know what an investor is? These venture capitalists? They're like a hitchhiker you pick up. The next thing you know, you run out of gas or you need something, and they take over the car. And I never understood what the hell we needed HR for. And one time they came to a group of us, like a board meeting, and maybe there were 20 people in the room. And the HR department came in and said, oh, we had 0 lawsuits last year from the HR, like firing people and stuff. And everybody's going, that's really good, that's really good. And I said, bullshit. I want to predict a bunch of lawsuits. That means you're keeping a bunch of deadbeats in these stores. I don't want 0 lawsuits. But that's how most businesses, they have edicts and they don't allow ambiguity. It's, I want a few lawsuits. It tells me that we're sticking our neck out of them. I'd always interview somebody. I'd like to see what they were like. He's taking to dinner. I'd like to see what they were like when they had a few drinks. In Latin, they call it in vito veritas. In wine, there is truth. It's very important in the culture. Alcohol. No, because people loosen their lips in alcohol. Every anthropological organization has a pig roasting. They do something to celebrate once a year. And so it's just a celebration. And also liquor is a great way to have intimacy and fun in a business. My dad would say, if business is good, complain. If business is bad, boast. So I've always been leery of the boasters. If you're boasting and you have all these look-at-me cars and all that bullshit, people are envious. They're not really proud of you. They're happy for your success. They're a lot of times very envious. And you don't want to, as a matter of intimacy, set yourself up as for jealousy. Never enough. It's just a game, isn't it? When does Tom Brady say, I've had enough of football? No, I don't think that's what you live for. I never you think of it, all the universe and how insignificant we are in the universe. I think about that sometimes. One of my Machiavellian sayings was, give the glory, keep the money. People do a lot for glory, for recognition.
Give the glory.
Keep the money. Because a bunch of bullshit, $1 billion. You know, sooner or later you're going to wake up with yourself and figure it out. It comes from within. And what's really sad is you wake up with all that bullshit. The same miserable person you started with. You look at these movie stars. They say to themselves, God, I got everything that makes me happy. How come I'm still a miserable movie star? To be successful, you have to have 3 things in balance: work, love, and play. And it's a tripod. If you work too hard, your tripod's screwed up. But you have to have a balance. And I really did strive for a balance. I really enjoyed my children. I played a lot with them. And I didn't worry when I was supposed to worry at night. But when I was there with my family. Success is when your children want to be with you when they're adults. That's success. How many people could have all that bullshit that their kids don't come home for the holidays? Come on. Been called old, dumb shit my whole life. And the most cool thing I've ever been called in my entire life is dad.